Welcome back. You're still tuned in to News and Views with myself, Salaylo Makudir. The time is 26 minutes past 8 Central African time. And we're going to be heading over to our first interview of the day. It's a very, very important one as Gaza remains under siege with entire neighborhoods erased, hospitals completely decimated, the remaining ones completely overwhelmed, and aid access choked. A great number of civilians around the world are asking a very, very important and difficult question. What happens when governments fail, when diplomacy stalls, and when international law is essentially ignored? And one response is coming from the sea, the global Sumud Flotilla. I'm sure you've heard about it by now. They're preparing what they say it will be the largest civilian maritime mission to date. They're a non-violent multinational effort to challenge the blockade on Gaza and to deliver much, much needed humanitarian aid, solidarity, and visibility to a people under sustained assault. They've had incredible impact in previous years. And South Africa has found itself at the center of this global mobilization. And joining us in South Africa are Sumeyra, Akdeniz, Ordu, and Nadir Al-Nuri. They are members of the Global Sumud Flotilla Steering Committee, and they are here ahead of the next Gaza mission. They'll be giving us insight on the organizational part of it, why they're here in South Africa, and most importantly, how you can get involved, how you can be part of the Global Sumud Flotilla. And they're joining us via our global our streamer platform, and they'll be chatting to us, as I mentioned, about the Global Sumud Flotilla and anything that you need to know about the upcoming mission. Brother Mohammed, Sister Sumeyra, thank you so much for joining us. Welcome to Salam Media. Welcome to South Africa. Thank you so much for chatting to us.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for having us.
No, I think the pleasure is all ours. And Sister Sumeyra, I'll start with you. For listeners who are hearing about the Global Sumud Flotilla for the first time, I don't know where they've been, because the impact the previous year was really, really overwhelming. If you can just give a short synopsis of what is it and what does the word Sumud mean in the Palestinian context?
Hello, as first, thank you for the invitation, Mir Sumeyra. Sumud means to be decisive, to focus on your goal, and to not give up. And this kind of behavior is one of our biggest aims in this mission. So maybe some of you already know the last mission from the Global Sumud Flotilla was was just a couple of months ago, and we were with around 50 boats on sea to break the illegal siege and to be with the Palestinians. We also had aid with us, but the biggest goal is to take action, to take direct action, especially at these moments like this, where we cannot trust the international law, that we want to trust for international solidarity. And that's the goal when we are on our way. It was a big, big mission, but we know from the history that we have since the illegal blockade more than 20 missions by sea. And we also know that we had missions by land. But for now, we are here in South Africa to plan and to prepare for the next mission, which will be soon, inshallah. And we have an amazing solidarity and collective here in South Africa. So we were invited by our friends from the Palestine Solidarity movement here, PSA. So we are here, and I hope that we will publish soon more details. So the best information I can give now is that we really need technical help to prepare the ships, because we are planning to sail for the next mission with at least more than, inshallah, 100 boats from different ports. And for now, the most important part is the technical part. So the applies already opened. You can look at the website from the Global Sumud Flotilla and apply for yourself if you feel that you are able to help by technical things. If you're a captain, if you have experience by helping something technical like machine engines, and this would be the first step. I don't want to grab so much from Nadir, but this would be a little summary, sum up from our activities here.
Brother Mohammed, let me jump to you straight, because you've been involved with the global Sumud Flotilla campaign for a very, very long time now. From your perspective, what makes the upcoming one? I read somewhere that you guys are planning to have the 2026 flotilla to Gaza in spring, if I'm not mistaken. What makes this one different? What makes it unprecedented as it has been described, and what will make it different from the previous attempts to reach Gaza?
Thank you for your question, brother, and thank you for having us on Salam Media. It's great that in South Africa you have this, as mentioned under the name, humanitarian journals, meaning you have journals specifically for humanitarian work and humanitarian issues, which is amazing and shows the level of dedication we have for these types of missions. And we cannot say, and no one can claim that they have been too long in the global Sumud Flotilla, because it was just initiated less than 1 year ago when we had the first mission in October, and we were working for it about 2 months before that. But anyway, Alhamdulillah, during the two first months of July and August, when we were starting to arrange this flotilla, everyone was saying that we were going crazy. How could you move tens of boats with thousands of people having to be coordinated with hundreds of people from tens of countries? But Alhamdulillah, we managed to do that. And Alhamdulillah, what we did was to have 45 boats consisting of 460 people from 44 countries, and that was a feat that had not been achieved before, as Sumeyra mentioned, for the 38 times that there were flotillas in the past. So that was the biggest flotilla in the humanitarian history of breaking the siege by sea. And Alhamdulillah, of course, people can just go bigger. They cannot go smaller in these types of mission, seeing what we are seeing in the Gaza Strip and the genocide that is still ongoing there. So this time around, yes, we are having it in the opening of the sailing season. We will have and are planning to have more than 100 boats. We are planning to have 3,000 people that are going on these missions and also working on the ground and helping to move the masses in all of these countries in the world. And we are planning to have representation from 200 countries and territories, meaning that no one is going to be left behind. Everyone is standing up together this time. And this time we are planning to be a part of the reconstruction of Gaza, meaning that we are bringing with us eco builders, we are bringing with us educators who will help with bringing up the education system. We will be bringing with us doctors and paramedics and medicine experts who will help with bringing back together uh, the medical sectors. So we will be a part of that process, meaning that this time we will push hard and we will push all the way to reach the Gaza shores. And hopefully, South Africa will be a great piece of the puzzle in this ground breaking history once again that we are creating together for the people of Gaza. And of course, seeing what is happening inside of the Gaza Strip, the complicity of the Muslim countries and the non-Muslim countries, the complicity of these world leaders, and of course the the what they are trying to do to seize us and to stop us and to silence us by saying that Gaza is better now. We have a ceasefire and we have this board office there.
I want to stay with you because I interacted a lot with members of the global Sumud Flotilla in the previous year, and I've always asked them the same question. And it's interesting that the answer to this question is always different depending on who you ask. But critics often ask, can civilian flotillas really make a difference, and how do you measure success with this kind of a mission? Is it when aid is delivered, which has not really happened throughout the previous years? Is it with the awareness that is being raised and number of people that get to know and understand what's really happening in Gaza at this current moment, or is something different? Is something deeper compared to everything else that I just mentioned?
I think it is a valid question because I myself, I have been living in the Gaza Strip for 10 years, from 2013 to 2023. And being inside of the Gaza Strip, I have seen these types of flotilla missions being moved towards the Gaza shores, the people trying to reach Gaza. And I was also on the path of people not trusting that we can do this. I was also having misconceptions of the people doing the flotillas, and we were saying, no, this is for media purposes. You won't reach Gaza, you won't be here. But when I joined the Global Sumud Flotilla and we were working from the inside of the missions, we could see that we were making a really good impact on what was happening. Uh, as long as the siege, the water siege, the sea siege is still there, we will not stop moving. And that is one of the aspects that has to be fought for the people of Gaza. As long as there are world leaders who are complicit in what is happening, they have to be pressurized by their people. And the Global Sumud Flotilla and other flotillas is a very good way of moving the people to take action. And we know that after more than 2 years of the genocide, people are looking for a way to move and to take action against the atrocities that is happening inside of the Gaza Strip, and we are making or opening the doors for that to happen. So basically, we are not delivering aid. We are not bringing all the people that Gaza needs to reconstruct itself, but we are doing our part by trying to break this sea uh, sea blockade, and trying to say to the people of Gaza that we, the humans of the world, are still here. We will still be with you, and we will be with you until we manage to liberate you together,
Mm.
inshallah.
Sister Sumeyra, let me come to you because I think this one will hit a bit closer home for you. Previous flotilla missions have faced, I think, interceptions that we've all watched live, being streamed on YouTube, arrests, all kinds of abuse, and even lethal force. You yourself, your husband at some point was essentially kidnapped by the Israeli forces. Let's talk about the risks that participants of the flotilla are realistically preparing for this time. The situation is slightly different from the previous ones. From your perspective, from this front, the danger front, which is something that the people all around that follow and support the Global Sumud Flotilla are concerned about, is there anything that will be done differently this time around? Are you preparing those that will be participating quite differently? Is the planning differently to try and mitigate what we've seen previously with the detainment of some of the people that were on the flotilla, and some South Africans like Chief Mandla Mandela, who was also detained, kidnapped by the Israeli forces. On the danger side of it, how different will this one be, and how do you assess the previous ones? What are some of the lessons that were learned?
So the biggest goal is the first scenario of getting into Gaza, inshallah. But of course, we progressed our strategies. But the part of the kidnapping, the part of this risk, we already know that this is not a radical decision or something like this. I would like to maybe underline the point of that we needed, that the Palestinians need to see that the people are not forgetting them. We don't want to let them forget, and show them that we are there. And this is the best example here, because I also wanted to answer the previous question from you. South Africa is one of the best examples for civil initiative. When we look to the history of apartheid, that we saw that the people had the power. We now learned word like Amandla and Amandla and Amanchu, and this motivated us as well, because in each mission we could see the risks, yes, like in the history from the apartheid, but we can also see and move forward to be ready for taking this risk, and to see the success we could reach. Because I don't know if you remember, but last year when my husband was in the mission called Madeleine, I was in the logistics team, and you were talking with us live here in Salam Media as well about how we feel about it, how the risks are. And I said again the same. And the next mission, this in the Sumud mission, we were together as a couple, as a married couple on board. And every time I can feel that we should take these risks, because it's just a little risk in compare what the Palestinians are witnessing. And when we also compare the radicalism, the fascism, the children who are slaughtered in front of our eyes in live stream version, it's not a big risk what we are doing in a real way. And because we are really also we in believe that we will be successful, I can also take an additional example for civil initiative that it's really successful, like Italy. When we got bombed, and it was more than 11 times in the middle of the night, when we were in close to Greece, in international waters, not in just national waters, we got bombed, and all of our ships were ships with Italian flags. So all the Italian people went to the streets. No one went to their work jobs. Everyone was on the streets, so that the Italian government had to send us a military ship, and we had escorts, two escorts from the Italian government who was with us until the red zone. And these things are one of our biggest aims, to push the governments who are committed to this genocide and have not the courage to be passive, because we know from the history that being passive and pretending to be good is worse than being active. Um, and we don't want to be a part of these people and show our international solidarity, which was a big motivation. That's my biggest my biggest thing, what I remember from the last mission in comparison with the others.
No, most definitely. Lastly, before I let you guys go, because unfortunately we have run out of time. For our listeners that are currently sitting at home, and maybe Brother Mohammed, you can start, and Sister Sumeyra, you can come back after. For our listeners who are at home right now, asking themselves, what can I do? Ordinary South Africans who are watching, who are listening to us, who want to support this mission in a meaningful way, and they're asking themselves, the same question that they've been asking themselves since the beginning of this genocide. What can I do? How can I get involved? What advice would you give them?
I think
As
when people, you go
sorry,
first.
no, I didn't understand that.
Brother Mohammed,
Sorry.
you can go ahead.
Okay.
You can go ahead.
Yeah.
I think when we talk about the global Sumud Flotilla, people are saying that's too big a mission for me. I get seasick. I can't get on a boat. I don't know how to drive one. But actually, it's a big. It's much bigger than that. It needs all the parts of the society to move. And when we ask ourselves again, do we have 10 rand to give to the people? Do we have a social media which we follow and browse every day for several hours? Can we do some sharing of posts about the Gaza Strip there? Do we have the electronic capability to read online about what is happening and share that to our family members? So we say that's people who think that they cannot do anything to help the people of Gaza. They are just finding excuses. Everyone can do anything, everyone can do a lot of things, and it is just up to us. Either we want to stay silent, either we want to stay passive, or we can get ourselves involved in the most smallest of parts of the smallest of things to do for the people of Gaza. And inshallah, we will be able to do that. Even for the global Sumud Flotilla itself, we need tens of thousands of people working on the ground, campaigning, uh, collaborating with organizations, speaking up to what was happening. Even yesterday, we had a small demonstration in front of the Glencore company, which was and still is sending coal to the Zionist entity. So this is all happening in front of you. This is all happening in your country. You can do it. You can make a change. You can do something. And I think now is better than never. Bring up the spirit of Islam that you have in you, bring up the spirit of humanity that you have in you, and we trust that you will be a great part of this mission and all other missions that are fighting for the freedom of the people of Palestine. And maybe one last point,
Hmm.
as we were going through the Apartheid Museum yesterday, we saw that there were these international movements that were going against the apartheid. So these people actually had a say and did something to bring down the apartheid in South Africa. Now it is our time to do something and to pay back what the international community have been doing for us. Now we are on the other side of the room and we have to do something to bring down this regime that is killing our brothers, killing our sisters, and killing our family and friends inside of the Gaza Strip and in the whole of the Palestine country.
No, most definitely, and very, very important to note global solidarity. I think us here in South Africa know and understand too well that in the 70s, 80s, and late 90s, we were the Palestine of the world, and there was so much global organization making sure that apartheid was dismantled in our country. Sister Sumeyra, in closing, people that are watching at this current moment asking themselves that question: what can I do? How can I get involved? This seems too big, too massive for me to be a part of. I can't make any meaningful change. I'm just a normal person working 9 to 5. There's a genocide in Palestine. It hurts me, but I don't know what to do. What advice do you have for them?
Start with your close area, your work, your family. Talk about it. I think the most important thing is to understand what this mission is meant to be. And mostly, I can see that even the Palestine solidarity movements in South Africa are really strong. We still have people who don't want to listen, who don't want to understand, or who don't have any knowledge about this. And sometimes we underestimate this kind of internal work and communication with our closest ones. But I think it's the most important part to talk about this, to post, to if you have still a little bit time, um, you can also help locally with communicating with the Palestine solidarity movements here in South Africa. You help in the logistics team, and people who have more time can even look for ways by talking with the local team here, because the applies are all organized always by the national delegations as first, and then it comes to the global team. So we are preparing who is where, and things like this are coming after this. But I think spreading this message is the most important part, to understand that it's not just something where some public figures are on one boat, like the Israeli propaganda is trying to do, to really try to explain and tell the people who don't know anything about this. And this is really important. We had really good, successful examples in different countries where just two children tried to tell people something, how important, for example, boycott is, how important these missions are for civil initiative. And we had really good progress. So please don't underestimate these kind of strategies and start with your closest ones.
We're going to be there at some of the events that you guys will be hosting. I know there's one at the Nelson Mandela Foundation. Hope to see you guys there, and looking forward to the 2026 Global Sumud Flotilla. I think it's going to be huge, and we'll be following you every step of the way. Really appreciate your time. Jazakallah so much.
Thank you so much.
Thank
Salam.
you. Salam.
There we go. And with that, we're going to take a quick break. News and views will continue after this.